Alright, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Today we are starting the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm excited. Been looking forward to this one. Also looking forward to Loki. Also looking forward to Hawkeye's show. And then in the future, probably War Machines and Moonlights and all that kind of jazz. But I'm excited to get into this one now. Been waiting for this. I'm happy to see Sam and Bucky again. I'm wondering how or what this show entails. You know, referring to how Sam and Bucky are kind of moving forward without Steve. You know, they're both kind of, not like, I don't want to say sidekicks in their own right, but they were kind of like the right-hand mans of Steve. Bucky being the right-hand man of Steve when he was first kind of created, when he was in the war during World War II, and then later on, of course, still being one of Steve's best friend, along with Sam also being one of Steve's best friends and his right-hand man from when Cap came back to the present time and moving forward. So now that they've kind of both lost one of their best friends and one of their biggest inspirations, I am curious to see how they deal with that. You know, I wonder if they're going to be, I mean, I know they're going to be butting heads a lot. They were butting heads a lot in Civil War, and it's not that, they definitely don't hate each other. They definitely like each other, but they just have this kind of dynamic where they bust each other's balls a lot. And I feel like there's probably, I don't know, not necessarily mixed feelings. I don't even know if it would be jealousy, but there's some tension between them that needs to be resolved. So it's going to be fun to see that and how the show goes. I'm excited to see Zemo back as a villain with his comic book mask. So that's pretty dope. And we get to see, of course, the US agent, John Walker, who is a psychopath. So that's going to be fun to see him as well. And I have a feeling both Sam and Bucky are going to take that personally because of how Steve is near and dear to their heart and how much they care about the symbol of Captain America. They're probably not going to be a huge fan of that guy being its representation. So it's going to be excited to get into this. But of course, in case you don't know, I do have a Patreon, and this will be full reaction up there in case that interests you. Link in the description. If not, totally cool. But without further ado, let's get into this episode. My boy Sam Wilson looking good. Oh, there's the shield. There's the shield. I wonder how Sam feels about that. He's probably so, because like that's such a big deal, you know, taking the ranks of Captain America. It probably means so much to him. You know, it once belonged to Steve. It's a big legacy he's holding up. So he probably has so much anxiety about that. Probably doesn't know whether he actually wants to do it or not. Oh, I love it. It's kind of mixed in with Cap's theme a little bit. You know? Maybe just a tad. Oh, the plane's been hijacked.
Already hijacked the plane. We're gonna need to call some people.
Ah, yeah, Sam. Ay, ay, ay. Batroc! Let's go! George St. Pierre back as Batroc! Nice! I'm happy to see him again. He was a welcome face in the Winter Soldier. It's nice to see him back in this, reprising his role.
Red Wing, engage!
Although Batroc is definitely whooping Sam's ass, right? Batroc's one of like the best human fighters in terms of athleticism and only being a human. He's like, from the comics, he's pretty insane. And we saw him go toe-to-toe with Cap. I mean, Cap laid his ass out, but Sam's nowhere near the fighter that Cap is, so I wonder. Although, having said that, Sam is whooping some ass, baby. Let's go, Sam. Nice, Sam. Oh, I love it. I love him utilizing the tech that he has in his fighting. It doesn't have to be just hand to hand. Use everything you got. Oh. Oh, beautiful takedown. Batroc has nothing to slap at. He's pretty good. Oh my dude's brought guns in the wingsuits. Yeah, but I was gonna say, I don't know what these guys think this is. Sam has so much, like, much better maneuverability in the sky than they do on those wingsuits. He's definitely doing a much better job catching up and maneuvering than they will ever do. Oh my god! I'm loving this camera work for this entire action scene. It's beautiful. Oh my god, come on. Come on. Amazing. Oh, what an action scene to open the show off with, man. If this is the standard for the rest of the show, it's gonna be insane. Come on, Sam, just fly close to the helicopter. Thank you. Thank you for taking my advice.
Steve represented the best in all of us. Courageous, righteous, hopeful.
Yeah, he did, man. Yeah, he did.
I don't know if there's ever been a greater symbol, but it's more about the man who propped it up. Thank you, Captain America. But this belongs to you.
But I like how he said, thank you, Captain America. This belongs to you. He didn't say, thank you, Steve. This belongs to you. He said, Captain America. Because both Sam and Bucky have become Captain America in the comics. So if he says it belongs to Captain America, one of them may take up the mantle, and then they may be the ones to get the shield.
Words I said were, it feels like it belongs to someone else. That someone else is Steve.
Glad they're answering this right away, you know? Doesn't leave us wondering. But I may be kind of with them, actually, on that. It is kind of, it feels like, it does feel like Steve's. Even if Sam or Bucky uses it, it'll always feel like Steve's to us. Honestly, I can feel Sam on that front, though. Like, I think if I was working alongside Steve for so many years and stuff, and that shield just belonging to him, I think I would feel weird as well, trying to take it up, you know? But I think, I'm not sure if Steve is dead yet. We know he's no longer around because he was old by the end of Endgame. But we don't know if he's dead yet, so maybe Sam might have a conversation with Steve that might push Sam over the edge to actually wanting to take up the mantle. Still with the mask, looking the same. This is a flashback. And a badass one at that. Damn. Oh, that Winter Soldier theme. It's been a while since I've heard that beauty. Damn. Yeah, man. But, you know, it wasn't even his fault. He was, you know, brainwashed. He wasn't really in control of his actions whatsoever. But we can't blame him for doing it. But yeah, he's going to be stuck with those nightmares for a long time. Just the PTSD of everything he's done. That is sad. Dude, again, the same thing. I feel like Bucky is so, like, lost without Steve. You know? Steve was his anchor, and now Steve is gone. So I think Sam and Bucky are going to find an anchor in each other. At least I hope.
Remember me? Promise.
No, he's kind of doing the right thing here, though, 100%. He's righting his wrongs.
I completed rule number 3.
I am no longer the Winter Soldier,
I am James Bucky Barnes, and
and you're part of my efforts to make amends.
That's funny. That's funny. Good job, Bucky.
calm in Wakanda.
Yeah.
Other than that, I just went from one fight to another.
So I was gonna say, like, he's had no moment to take a rest. So, like, his mind, his body has just kept going, so he hasn't had any nightmares or problems because he never took a second to deal with it. But now that everything is over, it's catching up with him.
I will never know what really happened to you. I felt it was strange. In here.
That's why he's with Yori. That's him trying to make amends because he murdered his son as the Winter Soldier. Oh my god. That's so sad. Oh. I can't imagine the guilt and sadness Bucky feels from all the things he did when he really wasn't in control. Man, that is sad.
What's good, Big Sam? Oh, what's going on, man? Trying to live like you, bro. No.
Off to save the world again?
No, come on, Carlos. You know I'm around here more than you, man. I'm always ready.
Oh, dude, I love this. This is so adorable. I love Sam's family. Looking like some great people, man. I love this. It looks like his sister is a little down because she's been holding down the family for the past 5 years.
How was the date?
Is he gonna... I think he was going to, but when he saw the shrine, he chickened out. Damn. Okay. Whoa! Who dat? Who dat? He jumped down like it was nothing. Who dat? Oh! Oh, we've got another powered up being. We've got another super soldier serum here. Who is this? Who is this? My God, whose mans? Whose mans? Who is this? Who? I sound like an owl, but who? Who is this? Another super soldier. So one of Bucky's old companions? Because I remember when he trained, there were other super soldiers, remember? The secondary like trick plot of Civil War was a breed of super soldiers, like a whole team, and then they could take down a whole country without anybody knowing, that kind of thing. So perhaps that's one of them. Someone from Bucky's past. Word.
Kept that boat from sinking.
Yeah, well, half the
Word.
boat's mine, and so is the house. We're not selling our family's legacy.
You gonna do me like that when you know I'm right?
Yep.
Damn, that seems to be a prominent theme throughout. The idea of legacy. Bucky's dealing with like the Winter Soldier legacy, like his history. Sam is dealing with his family's legacy, and he's dealing with Cap's legacy. Seems to be a prominent theme.
Real person
No.
embodies America's greatest values.
John Walker's not the man. This is gonna hurt Sam, dude. It hurts even more because Sam's probably looking at it like, how dare you? You know what I mean? Like, you had your symbol, the real Captain America, you know? You had Steve. Well, he's gone now, and you just bring in this random, and he is not a good person, and they're gonna find that out. All right, man. That was first episode, Falcon Winter Soldier. It was great. It was very good. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. Let's talk. I love Sam, really do. I like that we're finally getting to see Bucky and what he has to deal with, because in the movies we don't really talk about how difficult Bucky probably has it. Like in Civil War, right? At the end of it, you know, he's like, I can't trust my own mind. You know, like we only get very few brief seconds of Bucky talking about what he deals with and how it affects him. And now we actually get to see firsthand just how tough it really is. You know, like he killed that kid, right? He wasn't in control of his mind. Again, it's not his fault. You know, it's the same idea. We have it in our law system. If someone holds a gun to your head and tells you to commit an act, you're not at fault for committing the act because you were under the threat of life. Someone else was literally forcing you to do so. Bucky was in the same boat, basically. Like, he wasn't in control of his actions, so it's not his fault. But the memories are still there of all the atrocities he committed. You know, Alexander Pierce even said in The Winter Soldier, he's on record for committing like over 24 assassins in the last 50 years. And he's like, that's 24 assassins on important people. That's not how many people he's killed, though. God knows how many people he's put down and how many people were in the crossfires, you know, and he has to live with those memories all the time. And so he's trying to make amends in his own ways, you know, even by being friends with Yuri, or Yuri, one of those. And he's just helping him because he killed his son. And that is so sad. You know, and he's going to therapy, which is good, to try and get some help, but it's clear that he's lost. You know, he is, like you said, a person alone feeling those things. They're just in their own hell, and it's difficult to get out of, which is why I said, I think they're showing how good Sam is at heart, and I think Sam's going to be a very good anchor for Bucky. I think Bucky needs that, because that's what I mean. Like, Bucky needed Steve because Steve was right here. You know, that's the one. Everyone aspired to have the heart that Steve had. You know, so Steve helped keep Bucky down, and now that Steve is gone, Bucky is just kind of wandering aimlessly. And Sam tries his best as well, because he's obviously heavily inspired by Steve, as we all are. And he definitely tries his best to emulate what Steve stood for. And if he can do that, then I think he'll be a really good help to Bucky. And I think they'll both be a good team, in all honesty. I think at the beginning, like, even now, like, they're friends, but they're friends because they were both friends with Steve. They weren't friends because they met each other. But I think by the end of this show, they're gonna grow a real friendship together. They're gonna be a real partner. Like, they're gonna be partners together very good. Very good, very well. They're gonna care about each other, they're gonna fight for each other, they're gonna be able to help each other really, really well. So I'm excited to see that. We have that organization that the dude from the army was tracking. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like the red hand something along those lines. I don't know. That was the symbol of it, at least. And so they're obviously some kind of terrorist organization doing some stuff. And we have seen another super soldier. He was incredibly strong. So my guess is that yes, he was one of the guys from Bucky's past, because what better way to bring both of them together, right? Sam is involved in this because his side, his army, the Air Force, they're tracking this, right? His friend was keeping tabs on this and is witnessing it firsthand. So that is how Sam is intertwined with this specific terrorist organization. But then, like I said, if that guy turns out to be one of the old super soldiers that Hydra had created, then now Bucky is probably going to feel a weight on his shoulders saying, like, again, this is part of my history. I was a part of this. I have to right this wrong. So that's how Bucky gets into it. And then they team up and you know what happens after that. And then we got introduced to the US agent. I kind of feel the same as Sam. It's probably the same thing. And even now, he's probably even regretting that he chose not to take up the legacy, because the legacy was given to someone else who doesn't deserve it. And he's holding Cap's shield, and he doesn't have a right to that shield, you know what I mean? He doesn't deserve that shield. And I think Sam does. I think Sam, in this episode alone, Sam showed his heart. And he has in the movies too, and I think further throughout the show, he's going to continue showing his heart, and he's going to show why he's a very good choice to pick up the mantle of Captain America. But yeah, those are my thoughts. It was a really good episode. Really good premiere. I'm excited for next week to see the next episode. So yeah, that's about it for me. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Full reaction, Patreon, in the description. But that's about it for me. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.